Judge, this is a case of the Brooks.
Thank you. You all may be seated. Mr. Brooks, it looks like you filed this case. Tell me what's going on.
Well, actually, I'm here today because I really feel like my counterpart here, my co-parent, she is intentionally working just to not even pay or help out in child support. I am a full-time father. I'm also a full-time employee, and I don't get as much money on a week-to-week basis, and I'm really looking for just a little help or support in what we created together. And it seems like she's kind of trying to run out on her responsibility in this with me, and I don't think that's fair.
What do you mean she's trying to run out on her responsibility? What do you mean by that?
Meaning trying to dodge the fact of, getting this child support, or being able to pay something to help me out.
Have you ever asked her, ma'am, you'll have your opportunity to speak. Have you ever asked her to pay child support? Or give you some money for the child?
Exactly. I've asked her to help out with some of the expenses that our child occurs throughout, even like a regular school year, or to maybe go attend different events, but.
What type of expenses are you speaking about?
Well, I'm speaking of expenses maybe like as far as child care, all right? Tuition, because I prefer that our child gets maybe a better education other than maybe what the public system will provide. And so I'm looking for just a little help on her behalf, this is something we created.
The courtroom opened with Judge Vonda B. presiding over the case of Mr. Brooks, a father who says he's reached his limit. He calmly shared that he's been the sole caregiver for his child, juggling full-time work while also covering every expense tied to parenting. According to him, the child's mother hasn't helped financially or otherwise, and he believes it's not by accident. He tells the judge he's not asking for much, just some help with school costs and childcare. Despite trying to involve her in decisions about extracurricular activities and better education options, he says she's been uncooperative and absent. Judge Vonda asked the important question, has he ever asked her to contribute? Brooks answered yes. He's asked, followed up, and even tried to include her in parenting decisions, but got no support in return. When it was the mother's turn to respond, she pushed back, saying she found it unfair to be asked for money. Her reason? She's currently on disability after a leg injury, which she says has left her unable to work.
Okay, ma'am, what he's asking for is not unreasonable. You're not willing to do that?
Your Honor, it is unreasonable.
How is it unreasonable?
He knows I'm disabled, for one.
What is your disability?
I hurt my leg.
Okay.
And so I'm not able to work as I would like to, and he knows that. He knows that.
You are aware, though, that in the state of Texas, you can be ordered to pay child support and the money comes directly out of your disability check.
I did not know that, Your Honor.
Yes, that's why you're here today, for me to inform you of that.
Well, I don't think that's right. Because
wait a minute, ma'am. But you think it's right for him to pay all of the expenses for the child every month?
Your Honor.
You answer my question. Do you think that's right?
No, Your Honor, but he's doing this because I stopped messing with him. I go over
What do you mean by stop messing with him?
I still go over to his house and we still mess around. And I just decided to cut it off because my leg has been killing me.
I mean, it don't make no sense you bringing that up here.
Well, you trying to bring me to court. You should have thought about that.
You all will address me.
Sorry, Your Honor.
You will not address each other.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
You all's rendezvous, that has nothing to do with this court proceeding and why we're here, okay? We're here to talk about money. Ma'am, that is a different court, okay? That's not, we're in support court. We're talking about child support here.
Okay.
And according to what has been presented to me so far, the child lives with Mr. Brooks, is that correct?
I would really say us, but he lives in his home, yes.
The child lives with Mr. Brooks, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Brooks, you are not receiving any type of child support, is that correct?
I'm receiving nothing from her at all.
Okay.
Nothing?
Ma'am, how many children do you have?
I have one with him, and then I have 2 others.
Okay, so you have a total of 3. And how much money do you make a year?
Well, I don't make any now since I hurt my leg off the pole.
What pole are you referring to? Did you run into a pole?
No, ma'am. I was working at Dallas Gentleman's, and he knows that. And he knows that's why I hurt my leg. And so he's been helping me.
Wait a minute. What is Dallas Gentleman's?
A strip club.
So you were working in the strip club, so you got injured on that pole.
On that pole, and he knows it. And he forced me to work there.
And you're collecting a disability check from falling off the stripper pole.
Off the stripper pole.
Okay, that's the first.
But that's why we don't have a
interesting.
relationship now.
But that's not what you said the other
Why?
day.
Excuse me.
Sorry, Yana.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
What do you mean by that's why you all don't have a relationship now?
Because she's spending all her time up there working on the pole for money, you know. But this is money that she.
But you know what,
With our
sir,
kids.
and you may not necessarily agree with her choice
not
of
honest
work,
living.
but she is making some type of money. And ma'am, you are going to pay child support.
But Judge Vonda didn't let that slide. She explained clearly. Under Texas law, child support can be taken from disability payments. The mother appeared, surprised by this, but the judge made it firm. Being on disability doesn't cancel out your duty to support your child. Then, things took a dramatic turn. The mother claimed that Mr. Brooks only filed for child support because their romantic involvement recently ended. She accused him of using the legal system as revenge. Judge Vonda shut it down immediately. This is not reality TV. This is child support court. She brought the focus back where it belonged, on the child's well-being. Brooks confirmed the child lives with him full-time, which the mother hesitantly agreed to, though she tried to imply a shared role. But the reality was clear. Brooks was parenting solo. The judge asked if Brooks had received any money from the mother. His answer? None. No financial help, no co-parenting partnership. Just him, doing it all alone.
How much?
You're going to pay child support. How much were you working when you were on the pole?
How much I was getting?
Yes.
I mean, I was getting close to about a night or a year.
Based on the documents that you turned in with your 1099s, you were making about $65,000 a year.
What?
He knew.
These documents are accurate, correct?
They're pretty much accurate.
Even whether he knew or not, you were making money and you're not supporting.
I am supporting, but I will say he does a lot. He does most of it because I am hurt and he knows that. So he's been pretty nice about that until now.
What do you mean he's been pretty nice until now?
I mean, until now, like I guess since I was, unfortunately still
with that again.
letting him, come over and have
Sir,
rendezvous.
you will have your opportunity to speak. Let her speak.
Thank you.
And I do not need you
Yes,
to
Your Honor.
echo me.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now address me. What were you saying?
We would have our rendezvous, and he was fine and dandy. Fine and dandy. We've been doing this for 5 years. 5 years. He knows I've been stripping. And all of a sudden, he wants to pull me into court now because I stopped last week. So all of a sudden, now we're on the court docket to come into court because
Ma'am.
you want child support because I
Ma'am,
stopped giving it up.
You really need to address me as I've asked you.
Sorry,
I've asked you
Your
that
Honor. I do apologize.
more than once.
I do apologize.
Don't apologize. Just do it. Okay. Okay, ma'am, your testimony is conflicting with the documents that you provided to the court ahead of time. You testified that you have 3 children and 1 child between the 2 of you, but according to your paperwork, you have a 4th child.
What?
Yes, Your Honor.
You didn't know she had another child?
Your Honor, I had no clue.
You were not going to tell this man that you have another child? Your child has another sibling. You don't believe that's important?
It's more than a sibling, but it's someone he knows, so I just don't think it's important for him to know.
I am not about to play these games with you. You save those games for your old job on the pole, okay? This is a serious matter. You need to be paying child support to this man, okay? Now, based on, you said you received disability, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
How much do you receive in disability a month?
Only $1,200.
Only? He's not getting anything from you. What do you mean
Oh,
only?
he's getting a lot from me, but okay.
Financially, he's not getting anything from you to support this child, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Based on my calculations, at $1,200 a month, puts you about $14,000 or so a year. So, giving you credit for the other children you have, your child support obligation comes out to $163.20. Who covers medical insurance for this child?
Anthony is currently on Medicaid.
Medicaid. Okay. So, ma'am, considering you are the one that is going to be responsible for child support, you're also going to be responsible for the health insurance. That money has to be repaid back to Medicaid. It's a state agency. You have to pay it back. Therefore, based on what your gross and taking 9% of that, which is what you would be responsible for health insurance, it comes out to about $108. So your total monthly obligation is $271.20. That is to be paid on the first of each month, and it will be paid directly to him. Child support obligation and the Medicaid coverage. You understand, ma'am? Because you're looking very confused right now, and I'm confused as to why you haven't been giving him any money to support this child.
Because I've been giving him other things, Your Honor. And
what other type of things are you talking about that he gets from you?
Can you tell her what I give you, please?
I'm asking you.
Your Honor, I give him lap dances. I give him.
Oh,
everything
okay.
you
See,
can think
that's too much. That's too much. I'm referring to anything that you give him for the child. Based on what you all do behind closed doors, your little secret rendezvous you have going on, that has nothing to do with in here. Financially, what else have you been giving him to take care of this child?
I give him about $20 every other week.
$20 every other week. Sir?
Ma'am.
About how much does it cost you a month in expenses for this child?
When you consider daycare as $115 a week, just to make sure she's getting a quality education, along with the expenses of clothes, food, entertainment, things like that. I would probably put another 100 or so on that.
There's no way he can live and take care of this child off of $20, ma'am. Your child requires more than $20. So, monthly obligation $271.20 to be paid to dad. Mr. Brooks, do you have anything else?
Yes, Your Honor. Now, once she's healed from, her injury, she'll be back to making more money.
Okay. Yeah.
And so is that something that can be considered, or?
Oh, definitely. It can be considered. And ma'am, that's actually a very good question. If you go back to the poll and you make another $65,000 and this man comes back for an increase in child support, I can entertain that. Yes. Don't look confused. I can entertain that. As you get an increase, your child also gets an increase. Is there anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, how am I supposed to be able to afford this?
I don't know. Let's see. Maybe you can pick up another job.
That's all I know how to do.
Is what? Hit the pole?
Hit the pole.
Well, you might want to find another pole job. Anything further?
That'll be all, Your Honor.
Okay. If nothing further, you all are dismissed.
As the judge pressed further, the mother admitted she hasn't worked since her leg injury, but then revealed she had previously worked at a gentleman's club. Her injury? From a fall while dancing. She claimed Brooks knew all about her job and had even supported her doing it, until their personal relationship changed. Judge Vonda reviewed financial records showing the mother had made approximately $65,000 a year from that job. Despite earning that, she hadn't contributed anything toward their child's expenses. She argued Brooks only cared now because the relationship had ended. But the judge wasn't swayed. She reminded the court, "This isn't about emotions. It's about parental responsibility." Then came a surprise. The mother had claimed she had 3 children, but Judge Vonda discovered she actually had 4. Even Brooks didn't know. The courtroom shifted from messy drama to serious concern. Judge Vonda wasn't having it anymore. She reminded the mother this was a courtroom, not a stage. When asked about her current income, the mother stated she receives $200 per month from disability. The judge did the math and, based on Texas guidelines, determined her child support obligation to be $163.20 a month. Since the child is on Medicaid, an additional reimbursement is required, bringing her total monthly obligation to $271.20. The order was made clear. Payments are due to Mr. Brooks on the first of each month. The mother seemed stunned and offered up excuses, saying she'd given Brooks money in the form of small gifts or occasional cash. But when asked, she admitted it was only about $20 every other week. Mr. Brooks quickly pointed out that school expenses alone come to $150 per week, not including clothes, food, or activities. The numbers didn't lie. $20 wasn't even close. Brooks asked if the support amount could be adjusted if the mother returns to work. Judge Vonda confirmed, yes, a modification is possible if her income changes. The mother sarcastically asked how she was supposed to come up with $271 per month. Judge Vonda didn't flinch. Then maybe you should consider getting another job. Responsibility doesn't disappear just because things got complicated. The case closed with a clear message. In Texas, all forms of income, including disability, count when it comes to supporting your children. Judge Vonda reminded everyone. This isn't about personal issues or past relationships. It's about the child and ensuring their needs are met no matter what.